Hey guys, so I'm here today. This is Icon. We're going to talk about and this is just not even speculation. This isn't speculation or rumor or anything like that. This is more so something where I know people like this character. A lot of people love them, obsess over them, crazy stuff. Anyway, excuse me. Kind of sick the past 2 days, so if you hear me kind of clearing my throat in the episodes, then you know why. But yeah, this is just more so if it were to happen, how do I think it would happen and how would I want it to happen, right? Because if you're going to do this, you're going to do it right. And what is this that I'm talking about? What I'm talking about is how could Broly be a legit character in Dragon Ball Super? All right, so let's dive into this. You got to think to yourself, how could Broly be a legit character in Dragon Ball Super? How could you introduce him and what would his role be? So I have four different ways how I think Broly could be introduced to Dragon Ball Super if they were to do it. Not saying they will or it will ever happen. They might just leave it where he's, just in the movies. But this is how I would want it to happen. And I think they're pretty good ideas, right? So the first way you could do it is, honestly, after this whole hit arc or whatever that's going on with the assassination of who's trying to kill Goku or whatever, right after that, you can have it where he has his own arc, right? So just all you'd have to do is just add it on to just right after that. Now, to make it, a little bit more interesting and kind of easy at the same time, you could just have it somewhere in Universe 6, might be kind of hard to explain, but let's just, go with it, right? Because a lot of this stuff, and it's kind of hard to explain, or they haven't explained, like, how are they Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan? They never really went into too much detail, but anyway. We could have it where he starts in Universe 7, right? Him and Paragus, or Paragus, however you want to say it. I could be saying it wrong still. They're in Universe 6, and they're frozen, right? Let's say they've been frozen for this whole time. Yeah, it's possible, right? Whatever. It's anime. Let's say they awaken at the same time, right? And then, or let's say they kind of show it where they awaken in the Buu saga, somewhere around that time. Like during the 7 years where we had it, where Goku was gone. So those 7 years, and then the Buu saga. So altogether, I forget the different time skips they've had. But anyway, that's like what, seven? That's at least like 14, 15 years or something like that of time skips. Maybe even more, maybe less. But anyway, so you have that, they awaken, and then, so it's basically, then after that, you could just have it where it's just like the movie, where they lure him in, the Z Fighters, to a planet, right? Same as in the movie. And then after they lure them into the planet, they have to fight them. So it's pretty similar to the movie in that regard. But the difference is, Broly, there's no way feasibly he could get that strong. And I feel like it's just a cop out just to say it, where it's like, okay, well, let's just have Broly somehow be that strong automatically, or his legendary Super Saiyan form is that strong. That's too cop out. Like, that's pretty strong that the main characters are now. So I'd rather have it where the comet that's coming towards them is actually a special comet that has been in the universe for a while, and it actually drains, or it allows the god energy to not work at all. So while they're fighting him, they would be fighting him and their regular Super Saiyan forms. But since they already have the god energy kind of like involved, inside their body, and their gods, Saiyan beyond gods, it affects that form too. So they're fighting him not at 100%. So that's how Broly can get the upper hand and just destroy them. Sure, it's a cop out, but I mean, I'd rather have Broly in there and beating him up. And the only way I can see that is by this kind of cop out of the comet drains the energy. And the other Z fighters, Piccolo's strong, but it's pretty. You could definitely fathom Broly being as strong, stronger than Piccolo, so that's not hard. Gohan doesn't train. Goten and Trunks, the fusion. I mean, it's only gonna last like 2 seconds. That's what we saw in the Frieza saga, Return or F. Resurrection F, whatever you want to call it. They changed the name so many times. So yeah, that's what I'd want to see from Broly. And he could lose that fight. Obviously, somehow they get enough energy to beat him. It's anime, right? It's possible. And then after that, you could just have it where he comes back just like in a second movie. But this time, though, since he was able to fight with them, he was exposed to God energy or something like that. So now he's able to be a Super Saiyan God, or maybe even a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. And if you want, you could, maybe mix it in with now he's a legendary Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or something like that. But honestly, I would just prefer him to be, just a regular Super Saiyan God, because his legendary form's cool, and you could have that in the first time he meets them, but I don't know. It's too bulky, I guess. I like his base form and his Super Saiyan form better from that. And I know that his hair is only green because of the devices he had on him. But if you could keep the green hair or yellow with more so a tint of green, I think that'd be pretty dope. So yeah. So the second way I could see him is if he was the god of destruction in another universe. All right, so there's a lot of different universes out there, right? And I think this is plausible as well, just to have them as another universe. It was never said that Universe 6 and 7 were the only ones with Saiyans. I understand they're kind of brothers of each other universe, and a lot of things are mirrored, but it never is exclusively said that there are only certain races or different species. So I think that'd be pretty cool just to see that. So the third way I have is, what if just Broly was a Saiyan in Universe 7? Honestly, there's Universe 7 and 6, very similar, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see them have adventures in Universe 7. Hopefully, that'd be pretty cool. But either way, if he was just a Saiyan in Universe 7 and he was just, he had a legendary form as well, that'd be pretty cool. It wouldn't have the same lore or the same, Broly that we know, but it's at least a Broly, and I'd be happy with that as well, just to have him in the quote-unquote canon, because that's starting to get a little bit harder to determine what is canon and what's not. But either way, I think that'd be cool if he was in that. And finally, the fourth way I have it, which is just like pretty similar to the first way, but except a lot more lazier in a way, is just you do have him have his own arc, like I said in the first way. Except for this one, Broly's basically it's not as creative as the first way I had it. So it's basically just a copy and paste from the three movies. You should have it in his arc. He has his own arc, and then after he has his own arc, during it, it's just basically the same things that happen in the movie happens in the arc. You don't really change anything, except Broly just get destroyed easily, or you could just have him be that strong as he is in the arcs. Except I think that just be super lazy writing and not as cool, because like, how did this random guy get as strong as them? But either way, you have it where that happens. Except the one thing I would like to say, though, is no matter how any of these different ways happens, the all four ways, I would like it if it'd be really cool if when Broly's defeated, the same thing that happened to Boo happens to Broly. And what I mean by that is, like, what do you mean by happen to Boo? If he could be defeated and killed, and then when he's brought back, if you can have him be reborn like that for Boo, that would be really, really cool to see. And when you bring him back, have him also be like Oob, except, well, not really, except he would just be a part of the Z Fighters. And I think that would also help Dragon Ball, the universe, because I think after a while we're going to get, a little tired of Goku and his adventures. Or maybe give him a break, have Goku train for a little bit. And it would be just really cool if they could focus on, like, it'd be called Dragon Ball NX, or, which means Dragon Ball Next, or maybe Dragon Ball Next Generation, something like that. But it'd be really cool to have Broly as, Broly being grown up as a, 11, 12-year-old as a good guy, have Oob have all these different people. You know, Goten and Trunks are the older guys, and Gohan would jump in once in a while. Mostly not, unfortunately. But have that happen. I really would like to see that. The next generation of, being Broly, Oob, Goten and Trunks, being probably 10 years older than those guys, but still, kind of teaching them and them taking on the role as Goku and Vegeta. Except, their characteristics would make them a little bit different. But I really would like to see that. I think that'd be a cool show, and I might, because I'm just spitballing this right now, I might actually make a video on that, on like maybe make a fan fiction. I think that'd be really cool to have like Dragon Ball Next Generation and for that to happen. But yeah, so basically this is, like I said, just a video, not speculation, not rumor, nothing like that. It's just something where I was like, well, Broly, looking at, a lot of the YouTubers that talk about Dragon Ball stuff and that I admire a lot, Geekdom, and Unreal and Quaman and Dragon Ball Nation, and there's a lot of other people. You even see like everyone I subscribe to. I think it's dope. Misty, Crone, excuse me, Black and Fist, Laughing Stock Media, SSJ Goshen. I'm basically just giving like plugins, but I really do admire those people a lot. But anyway, I was talking about that because I saw that more and more people are talking about Broly, and I was like, well, I guess people talk about him every time a new arc comes, just like every time a new arc comes, how is Gohan gonna come back and be the savior of the Dragon Ball universe? But I was like, you know what? Let me kind of speak on this. I don't think Broly will be part of it. But like I said, if Broly could be part of it, these are the ways I really would want it to happen. And I definitely think the first one, maybe in combination with another one or something like that, I definitely think, you could do it. It no matter what, he's not going to be the Broly that we know. Nor should he, He shouldn't be exactly the way, because it's impossible now with how Dragon Ball Super is and how much further the characters are and the more characters that we have and all stuff like that. But this is a way that I really would like to see Broly be a part of this Dragon Ball universe, and which would be dope. But anyway, you guys just leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think about all that stuff. If you could agree with me, disagree with me, whatever, please just give me feedback. And ask me questions on AskFM so we could start doing some videos asking questions. And I think you guys can see from our videos, we have, some unique ideas, I think, or at least, intelligent ideas, not to say, other people don't, but, there are some people who just do clickbait videos, and we definitely try not to do that. So yeah, hit us up, or, we're just regular people, and thank you so much for watching this video, and tell your friends. All right, see ya.